I never thought I'd be sitting here at 74 years old telling strangers about the worst moment of my life. But maybe someone needs to hear this. Maybe someone can still fix what I broke. Because I can't. Last Tuesday morning, I was cleaning out the attic. My wife Linda passed away 8 months ago. Heart attack. Sudden. One day she was here, the next day she wasn't. We were married for 39 years. 39 years of what I thought was a good marriage. Not perfect, but good. We had our routines, our inside jokes, our life. I wasn't looking for anything in particular up there, just trying to keep busy, trying to fill the hours. That's what everyone tells you to do when you lose someone. Keep busy, stay active, don't sit alone with your thoughts. So I was sorting through boxes of old Christmas decorations and photo albums when I found it. A leather journal pushed way back behind some boxes in the corner. Dark brown leather, worn at the edges. I'd never seen it before. At first, I thought it might be something from her childhood. Linda kept everything, every card, every ticket stub, every memory. But when I opened it and saw the dates, my hands started shaking. The first entry was from June 1986. That was 2 years after we got married. The last entry was from January of last year, just months before she died. I sat down right there on the attic floor and started reading. I should have stopped. I should have closed it and put it back, but I didn't. The first few pages seemed normal. She wrote about her day, about something funny that happened at work, about a movie we'd seen together. I remember that movie. I fell asleep during it and she got annoyed with me. I smiled reading that. It felt like hearing her voice again. But then I got to an entry from October 1987. She wrote about a man named David, a colleague from her office. She described how they'd started having lunch together, how easy he was to talk to, how he listened to her in a way I apparently didn't. I felt sick, but I kept reading. By December of that year, she was writing about being in love with him, actually in love. She wrote things about him I thought she felt about me. She described moments with him, feelings, conversations. She wrote about how guilty she felt, how she knew it was wrong, how she loved me too, but something was missing. I had to stop reading. I walked downstairs, poured myself a drink, then came back up and kept going. I don't know why. Maybe I needed to punish myself. Maybe I needed to know the whole truth. The affair lasted for 3 years. 3 years. From 1987 to 1990. She wrote about hotel rooms, stolen afternoons, lies she told me, times I thought she was working late or out with friends. I remembered those times. I never suspected anything, not once. I trusted her completely. In 1990, she wrote that David got transferred to another city. He wanted her to leave me and come with him. She almost did. She wrote about packing a suitcase one night while I was asleep, standing in our bedroom, looking at me, trying to decide. She wrote that she loved him more than she'd ever loved anyone, but she couldn't do it. She couldn't destroy our life together. She couldn't hurt me like that. So she stayed. He left, and she never saw him again. But the journal didn't end there. For the next 30 years, she kept writing, and in almost every entry, she mentioned him. She wondered where he was, what his life was like, if he ever thought about her. She wrote about dreams she had about him, about regrets, about the life she might have had. She wrote about me, too, about how I was a good man, a good husband, reliable, steady, safe. Those words kept coming up. Safe, stable, comfortable. but never passionate, never exciting, never the love of her life. There was an entry from our 25th wedding anniversary. I took her to that nice restaurant downtown, bought her a diamond bracelet, told her she was the love of my life. She wrote that night about how much it hurt to hear me say that, knowing she couldn't say it back honestly, knowing that her real love of her life was somewhere out there living a different life without her. On our 35th anniversary, we renewed our vows. It was her idea. I thought it meant she was happy, that we'd built something real. But she wrote that she suggested it because she was trying to convince herself, trying to make it true, trying to finally let go of David and fully choose me. She wrote that she failed, that even standing there saying those vows again, part of her heart was somewhere else. The last entry was from January, 7 months before she died. She wrote that she'd looked David up online, found him on one of those social media sites. He was married, had 3 kids, looked happy. She wrote that she was 73 years old and still thinking about a man she hadn't seen in over 30 years, still wondering what if, still carrying that love around like a stone in her chest. She ended that entry with something I can't stop thinking about. She wrote that she wished she'd been braver, that she'd chosen passion over safety, that she'd hurt me back in 1990 instead of spending 39 years lying next to me while dreaming of someone else. She wrote that she loved me, but she was never in love with me, and that maybe I deserved someone who was. I sat in that attic until it got dark. I don't know how many hours passed. I read parts of it again, looking for something I'd missed, some entry where she changed her mind, where she realized she did love me the way I loved her. But it wasn't there. For 39 years, I thought I had a great marriage. I thought we were happy. I thought she loved me the way I loved her. I bragged about her to my friends, told my kids they should find someone like their mother, told everyone who would listen how lucky I was. And the whole time, almost our entire marriage, she was somewhere else in her heart. I was the safe choice, the backup plan, the man she settled for because she didn't have the courage to choose what she really wanted. Every memory I have now is tainted. Every anniversary, every vacation, every quiet Sunday morning, every time she said, "I love you," was she thinking about him? Was she wishing I was him? When we made love, was she pretending? I found myself going through old photos. Our wedding day. Her smile looked different to me now. Was she already having doubts? There's a picture from 1988, right in the middle of the affair. We're at the beach, my arm around her, both of us smiling. I remember that trip. I thought it was perfect. Now I know she was sleeping with someone else, probably thinking about him while posing with me. The worst part is I can't even be angry with her. She's gone. I can't confront her, can't ask her questions, can't tell her how much this hurts, can't ask why she stayed if she never really loved me, can't ask if any of it was real. And I can't talk to anyone about it. What would I say? Everyone thinks we had this beautiful love story. At her funeral, person after person came up to me and said we were relationship goals, that our marriage was an inspiration, that it was obvious how much we loved each other. Her sister gave a speech about how Linda told her I was her soulmate.
I just stood there, nodding, accepting condolences, playing the part of the devastated widower who lost the love of his life. And I was devastated. I am devastated. But now I don't even know what I lost. Did I lose my wife? Or did I lose a lie I'd been living for 39 years? I keep wondering if I should have known. Were there signs I missed? Times she seemed distant and I just ignored it? I thought I knew her, better than anyone, but I didn't know her at all. She had this entire internal life, this huge secret, this love she carried for decades, and I never saw it. Part of me wishes I'd never found that journal. I could have gone the rest of my life believing we were happy, believing she loved me, mourning her as my true partner. But I did find it, and now I have to live with this. I'm 74 years old. We were supposed to grow old together. I thought we did. But she grew old next to me, not with me. There's a difference. I burned the journal 2 days after I found it, took it down to the fireplace and watched it turn to ash. I don't know why. Maybe I thought destroying it would make it less real. It didn't. Every word is burned into my memory now. My kids call and ask how I'm doing. I tell them I'm managing. They talk about their mom like she was a saint. They share memories. They cry, and I comfort them. I don't tell them what I found. I never will. Let them keep their memories untainted. Let them believe their parents had true love. Someone should get to believe that. But at night, alone in the house we shared for 39 years, I wonder about everything. I wonder if I was boring, if I failed her somehow. If I could have been different, would she have loved me the way she loved him? I wonder if she ever looked at me the way she described looking at him in that journal, with actual desire, actual passion, actual choice. I wonder if she regretted staying with me, if watching David's life online, seeing him happy with someone else, made her resent me, if every day of our marriage after he left felt like a sentence she was serving. Mostly, I wonder what my life was, what I spent 39 years building. It felt real to me. It felt like love, like partnership, like home. But was it? Or was I just living in a one-sided marriage where I loved her completely and she loved me adequately? The house is so quiet now. Before, when it was quiet, it felt peaceful. Now it just feels empty. Everything reminds me of her, but also reminds me that I never really knew her. That journal was like meeting a stranger who looked exactly like my wife. A stranger who found me safe, but not exciting, reliable, but not passionate, good enough to stay with, but not good enough to truly love. I tell myself that 39 years of commitment counts for something, that she chose to stay, that she honored her vows even when her heart wanted something else, that maybe that's its own kind of love. But late at night, I don't believe it. I'm 74 years old, and I just found out that the love of my life didn't feel the same way about me, that for our entire marriage, I was her second choice, her safe harbor, her comfortable compromise. And she took that truth to her grave, probably thinking she was being kind, probably thinking what I didn't know couldn't hurt me. But I do know now, and it hurts more than I thought anything could hurt, more than losing her, because I didn't just lose her 8 months ago when her heart stopped. I lost her last Tuesday when I opened that journal. I lost 39 years of memories that I thought were ours, but were really just mine. I lost my understanding of my own life. If you're keeping a secret like this from someone who loves you, please don't. Tell them the truth. Give them the choice. Give them the chance to find someone who loves them the way they deserve. Don't let them waste decades loving a version of you that doesn't exist. Don't let them find out when it's too late to do anything about it. And if you're the one being lied to,
I hope you never find out the way I did. I hope you never have to sit on an attic floor at 74 and learn that your whole marriage was built on one person's courage and another person's cowardice, on one person's complete love and another person's comfortable compromise.
I don't know what to do with this now. I can't unknow it. I can't unfeel it. I can't go back to believing what I believed. I'm just an old man living in a house full of memories that don't mean what I thought they meant. Missing a woman I'm not sure I ever really had. Grieving a marriage that might have only existed in my head. 39 years. That's most of my adult life. And I still don't know if any of it was real.